all asked for it. You've all pestered me mercilessly. Why didn't you test ride the Blade? Why didn't you test ride the Blade? Well, I aim to please folks. 2020 Honda Fireblade. Whatever. Let's go. Okay, the pegs are high. So, welcome back to the channel. I listened to all the people moaning and whinging about why I didn't test ride the Blade, so here's a director's cut of the Road to New Superbike video. The honest reason why I didn't ride the Blade when I went to buy these is I sat on this at the London Motorbike Show in February, and I didn't like it. It was uncomfortable. And then I looked at some of the initial reviews, and they said about it being very track focused, and I was a bit done with inline fours, yada yada. And the RSV4 for me was just took my heart, to be honest, and I couldn't get a ride on the Blade in any sort of good time. So I decided not to bother. So this is going to be a did I make a mistake video. Did I make a mistake not at least riding the Honda Fireblade? Initial impressions riding out is it feels the same as when I sat on it at the London Motorbike Show. My legs and knees are, I'm not in the groove of the tank here like on my Aprilia. I'm sort of, my legs feel like they're coming over the tank. Yeah, there's just accelerating there from like 25 in second gear, full throttle. There is very little low down. Well, let's get out and about and see how it feels. Let's get out of town. But it feels like nice. Initial impressions are, you know, pegs are high. It feels well built. I like the paintwork. Yeah, I like the paint scheme. I think it's quite retro but still cool. It looks like well finished. The dash is nice, although it's a bit smaller than I thought. Ducati dash is bigger. Round town, like sort of manners of it round town, because again, look, low down power, like compared to my Aprilia and the Ducati, and to be honest, anything else that I've ridden is pretty gutless. Let's try and overtake this bus. Yeah, there's like up to £6 so far. There's virtually nothing. Suspension feels nice. I'm in A2 mode, so I'm in a middle suspension mode. I've got in full power mode, I think. I'm going to have a play with the modes in a bit. Feels nice and nimble. It doesn't feel quite as quick steering as the BMW, but a bit quicker than my Aprilia. It feels, size-wise, it feels about the same as my Aprilia. It feels a little bit slightly slimmer, but I mean, I'm really nitpicking it, but it's just a bit weird because my legs are so high up. I don't like that, I'll be honest with you. I mean, you can put some rear sets on it and blah blah blah, but I'm not keen on how high the foot position is on this. I'm 6 foot tall, just for reference. Brakes feel really nice. I just want to caveat this again. I feel like I caveat this every time I do one of these videos, but every time I do one of these videos, I generally get a massive chunk of people who get in the comments with their knickers in a twist and get all shitty, just because I've not said amazing things about the particular bike that they've chosen to buy. And whilst I understand that, you know, whatever bike you decide to buy, you love and you fall in love with it, that's cool, but not everybody has the same opinion as you, you know. And another thing to bear in mind, I'm going to do a bit of a rant video about this at another point, because it's annoying me a little bit. But another thing to bear in mind here is that I'm not test riding these bikes because the manufacturers lent it to me. You know, I'm test riding these bikes because I'm actually genuinely going to buy one full price with my own money. So I'm not going to give you some influenced, you know, watered down, super positive outlook on something that I think is a negative aspect of a bike, because I'm just literally, the point of these videos is just literally to tell you my first impressions. I'm test riding the bike. They're not reviews. I'm not going to take this on a track. I'm not going to get this anywhere near a track today. I've got an hour or so on this bike to give you a first impression review on it. So people saying, oh well, you know, particularly the KTM video, for example, I did not like the front end of that KTM video, and people got very upset. Well, you're the only one that says that, and blah blah blah. And it's like, well, I'm not actually. I'm the only one out of the mainstream reviewers that says that, because I've got the balls to say it, because I'm not frightened of KTM not loaning me bikes anymore. But some guy said, well, you're not pushing it, you're not doing that, and it's like, nobody's going to push that bike like Jeremy McWilliams around Portimao with one wheel in the air and his knee sliders on, elbow on the ground. I mean, they're just not going to do it. The corners that I was riding that bike on, there were fast corners, mid corners, slow corners. You know, I was doing some good speeds. Basically, the exact same way that 99.99% of you are going to ride that bike. And people were commenting as well who'd not even ridden the thing. Like, just ride it yourself. This is just, you know, it's just me riding it and giving you my opinion. It's that simple. I don't mean to be rude about anybody else's bikes. I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to tell you what I think. If you don't think the same, cool. Go and test ride it and let me know what you think. I'm really, really interested to know. Have I missed something? You know, I've not got a long time with these bikes, so... Anyway, I'm ranting again. I'm going to make a video on this because I feel it's got its a very deserving subject. So look, yeah, controls, everything's nice and easy to use. It doesn't feel like, looking here, like at the clip-ons and switchgear, it doesn't feel as premium as the Ducati. Not quite as premium as the Aprilia, I don't think. You know, it's kind of like BMW R1-esque in that respect. There's nothing low down though, Christ. That's like up to like 4,000 RPM. Third gear pinned. Yeah, it's I guess in some circumstances though that could be a positive. You know, if you're just cruising around, and you're not trying to get on it, quote unquote, that could be a pretty positive thing. Good brakes, really good brakes. But you know, like generally as a road bike, the general consensus is having that torque, that low down grunt, tends to make for a more pleasant, fun, enjoyable road bike experience, in my opinion. Again, if you've got a different opinion, don't get upset in the comments. Just have a different opinion. By all means, tell me. But yeah, there's really, really nothing down. It feels like a 600. Like really feels like a 600 low down power wise. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of the top end. Gearbox is nice. He says he just dropped into neutral. Yeah, no, it just falls into these corners nice. Yeah, that takes a line nice. There's no low down power though. Like, I'm struggling to overtake an Igo. The gut feel-ometer is telling me it is not keen, but let me give it a few more chances out on these Slightly more open roads here. The 50-mile-an-hour zone, but I need to turn off somewhere. So what do you guys think of this? I know it's doing alright in the British Superbikes at the minute. I think the World Superbikes is just starting. Bautista's just starting to get a bit of a handle on it, I think, but it's still not up with the Ducatis and Kawasaki's and Yamahas to a point. But again, you know, a lot of that's development. You look at racing, it doesn't mean anything. Those race bikes, World Superbikes and British Superbikes, are so far departed from what you're buying here. They've all got completely different parts on. Some have got different suspension components, and it's really down to the amount of funding that the team's got as to how well those different bikes are doing, in my opinion. Right, let's see what this puppy's got. A bit more urgency above 7 grand. Below 7 grand there's literally next to nothing. Okay, nice straight bit here. Alright. Okay, I'm gonna have to blur the speedo there, so please stop complaining, but I was nice and safe, but okay. I can confirm there is a shitload of top end. That was fun. Fucking hell. But no, there's nothing low down though. So weird. Nothing. Look, third gear, 40 miles an hour watch. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Fully pinned. Nothing. You're starting to build now. Throw some corners at it. Second gear. Yeah, you give it some, get it revving. Yeah. Woo! This bike would be a good track bike. Gearbox is beautiful, silky smooth. Brakes are phenomenal as well. Yeah, one finger brake, really good brakes. It's a bit of a dichotomy really, this thing. Because it's got everything. Everything's cool apart from that one thing, and it's a bit like that KTM again. I really like that bike, other than just that one thing. Admittedly, it's a big thing, the front end being a bit odd. Front end wanted to come up really bad in first then. I've got anti-wheelie on 2. I don't know if that's high or not. I haven't had a mess with the buttons yet. Every time you get to a good corner, every time. Fucking hell. Look, nothing. Second gear. Again, as a road bike, that's a problem. Because what it's basically saying is you're having to absolutely cane it everywhere to get any sort of decent fun out of it. Tips in nice though. Yeah. I really like I like how that goes around those lower speed corners. It feels like it tips in, and then it almost feels like it settles into a little rail. Very nice. Should the title of this video be, is this the bike I should have made into a track bike? Because look, again, oh my god, it's like, it's top end. It feels way more aggressive at that top end than my RSV4. Sounds nice. I don't know how they've got this noise testing. Look at that, oh, second gear, below 7,000 RPM. And yeah, the VTEC effect, it just sort of goes whoop. Which again, it's for me, like, I want predictability. Nice, it's easy to move around on though. Although my feet are high, like I'm moving around on the seat lovely. This is this is just a race bike, it's that simple. You see, it rushes at you that quickly, you've got to sort of think about what's going on. Handle's beautiful. I don't know these corners, so I'm being a bit ginger. No offense, ginger people. Yeah, powering out that corner there, nothing. I don't like that. You'd be on a road. You'd be much faster on something like an RSV4 or a Ducati. Right, let's have a look at the dashboard on this thing. Right, so you've got mode 2, that seems to take the power down. 3, put the traction up. So it looks like you can set all these individually. Yeah, anti-wheelie 1. Traction, yeah, you can change each one of these individually. Traction, anti-wheelie. If you hold it down, EB's engine braking. I like quite a bit of engine braking on the road actually. Sport, rain, track. Yes, you've got like a rain, a sport and a track mode with the suspension. It'll be rebound and compression only, not preload again, like all of these smart easy 2-0s. Yeah, let's take a look around the bike, see what you guys think about the looks of it. Really like this seat, by the way.
So I've just stopped for 2 minutes to have a quick break. It's a amazing bike, really good. Look, there's loads of reviews out there. This is just my first opinion, but that low down power that everybody's talking about, it does overshadow the bike on the road. The foot possession with the pegs actually, after about half an hour or so of riding it, is not that bad. And what I find is it's actually enabling me to move around the bike quite nicely, and I'm 6 foot tall, so that's not an issue for me. If I was going to have this as a track bike, my initial impressions are it'd be fucking brilliant as a track bike. As a road bike, I'm not sure. I think that low down grunt, I mean, there's literally nothing. Second gear, 40 mile an hour coming out of a corner, it's like bang, and then it all comes in, which that sort of VTEC-esque power kicking is weird as well, because with power delivery, for me, like, I want it to be smooth, predictable. I want to know what the bike's doing, when it's going to do it, and that you're not quite sure when it's going to kick in and launch you into, you know, the horizon, or, you know, hopefully not a hedge or something. But that's how it feels a little bit. I'm sure you get used to it, and don't get all angry. People who love Hondas, it's an amazing bike, really nicely built. You know, I don't think the quality feel of it justifies the price tag. Controversial, sorry, but I don't care if Honda lend me bikes. This is just how I think. I think if you paid 20 grand for it and you were going to use it as a track bike, I think you'd be pretty happy. But look, this is just an initial intermission, halfway thoughts. I'm going to ride it again and I'll wrap up. But going through the bends, oh my, really beautiful. Going through the bends, beautiful. You know, I probably broke a couple of speed limits just by a touch, so please don't comment about that. But going around those bends, it just dropped in and held a line nicely. Yeah, look, this initial thoughts. Let me know in the comments what you think. I'm going to ride it again now, put some more riding footage in there, and we'll wrap it up at the end. All right, thanks.
Right. Sounds nice. It's so long to build. The gearbox is outstanding though. The best gearbox I've used. Yeah, really, really outstanding. It's better than the BMWs, better than my Aprilia, better than Ducati. Yeah. The gearbox is, really is outstanding. The handling is stand out though. The handling in these corners like this. Coming out of the corners, not so much. Unless you're over 7 grand. Woo! The handling on this is absolutely the standout thing of it though. Just flipping into corners like that is standout. It's awesome. I don't use that word very often, and this is again first impressions, road test. I'm not on a racetrack, I'm not pulling wheelies and dragging my elbows anywhere, but I'm riding this bike like, let's be honest, let's be really honest now, 99% of people are going to ride this bike in that way. Suspension, I didn't mention the suspension. Suspension feels nice. So I'm in A2, which is sport, and yeah, it feels lovely actually. Really plush, soaking up the bumps. But again, look, you come into a little roundabout like this and just drop it in, and it's like that, bang. It feels like it's on a rail now. It feels like it isn't moving. But look, trying to power through, and nothing there. The throttle application is nice, and you know I'm a bit of a throttle jerkiness stickler if you watched any of my other videos, but again, you know, you're in second gear at 40 miles an hour on any of the other bikes and crack the throttle and you're gone. This sort of thinks about it and then goes. And look, I don't want to keep beating on about this because that's probably all I've gone on about, but I'm just, look, this is how my head works when I'm riding the bike, and I'm just blurting out my thoughts, and this is exactly what's going on in my head, and just because I'm saying it a lot, it means it's what I'm thinking a lot, so that's my overriding impression of the bike. So, how do we wrap this up? Well, So I love the bike. So foot pegs, yes, they're high, but actually it's not a big deal. To be honest, it feels quite nice helping me move around the bike. I mean, if you're older and you've got cranky knees or something, maybe you might not want it. You might not want to go on a 3-hour ride on it, but you know, I've been on this about an hour. It's fine, no big deal. I'm not uncomfortable. I'm all right. It feels like they're in a nice position to help me move around on the bike. Full throttle. Wow, yeah, there's a lot of top end, so that leads me nicely into the power. The power's amazing, above 7-8 grand. Power delivery, not so much, to be honest. Nothing low down, like literally nothing low down. Like a crap 600 low down. But then you get above 7-8 grand and it just takes off like an absolute bullet. It feels not unpredictable, that's not the right way of saying it, but you're never quite sure what you're going to get throttle application wise, which for me, like, I don't really like that. Some people might like it. As a track bike, when you're living above 7-8 grand, you know, all the time, oh my god, this would be brilliant. If you're going to buy a track bike, like I'm making my Aprilia into a track bike now, and I'm honestly thinking, Jesus, did I make the wrong decision here? Because this would be a phenomenal track bike. But look, I cannot get over this second gear, nothing, and then it starts to kick in. Front wheel starts to skip a bit. But yeah, the gearbox is great, the brakes fantastic. Again though, the absolute standout thing for me is the handling. The front end and the handling feels beautiful. Drops in, it's on rails. Dashboard's nice and clear. Yeah, again, look, I'm not going to buy a bike for a dashboard, but being nitpicky, I prefer the Ducati. It's a little bit small, a bit like the R1s. My Aprilia's the same actually. Aprilia's one's a bit crap, a bit fiddly, but what else? The finish of the bike is good. I don't think it's 23 grand good. I'm going to be slightly critical again. I'm not being negative because I love the paint. I think the colour scheme's lovely, the paintwork looks nice. But I just think, like, if you look across here, like some of this finish and switch gear, and you know, it doesn't feel. I like to use the word premium for some reason. I don't know why. I'm a bit of a ponce. I apologise, but it doesn't feel premium like some of the other bikes do. And for 23 grand, whatever it is, you know, I want a bit more. Sound of it sounds phenomenal. Gearbox is probably the best I've ever ridden. The gearbox and the handling, I know I repeat myself in these videos, it's just me, I'm sorry. But yeah, the gearbox and the handling are stand out. Yeah, I don't know what else to say with it really. Would I buy one? If I had, when I go to buy another bike that I'm going to use for track only, will I consider this? Yes, 1,000,000%. It would be top two easily. Would I buy this as a road bike? No, it would be bottom two. That's the dichotomy that is this bike, because I can't deal with this low. You know, I don't buy a 1000cc super sport bike for that. You know, the fact that it's an inline four for me personally puts me off a bit, just because I've had so many, and I like the V4s at the minute, and but I'm sure that'll change. You know, my mood tends to change with the wind when it comes to stuff like that, frankly. So that's not a big deal. But I wouldn't buy one as a road bike just because I don't like the power delivery at road speeds. But I certainly wouldn't be disappointed with it. It's just not my bag. I'm not sure. I get what people are saying with the foot pegs, and you know, they're really high. But they're not crippling me, and I just feel a bit high. Not a massive drama, just it might put some people off. For me, I think it would make it easier to move around the bike a bit. In fact, to be honest with you, riding this is making me think I need some adjustable rear sets to my RSV, so I want to bunk them up a bit higher so it helps me move around the bike. I think that would really help. yeah, I'm not really sure much more I can say about this really. Again, this is just a quick first impression ride. I've had the bike for an hour or so. Exactly the same as I've done with all the other bikes, though. It's my opinion. If it differs to your opinion, cool, just tell me what you think, you know, but don't get all negative and sweary in the comments and tell me I'm wrong and crap and an idiot, you know, because it's not meant to be a right or wrong answer. This, it's meant to be like, what would I personally spend my money on, and what do I personally want and feel out of a bike, you know. I felt the KTM's front end was weird. Some people like it, I don't know. Okay, I don't think you're wrong. But yeah, look, there's not much more I can say about this. I'm waffling on a bit now, which is generally the right time to end the video. Really great bike. Thanks so much to Virtue Honda in Nottingham for lending me the bike. I'll be I'm not sure whether you've seen it yet, but I'll be releasing a video shortly of my my brand new bike that I've just bought, which is a sort of continuation of the Road to New Superbike, sorry, Super Naked for the Road series. All will make sense very soon. There's plenty of decent content coming up, some track day vlogs. My little boy started go-karting, so I'm going to vlog some of that, which is not motorbikes, but this is only mostly motorbikes after all, and I want to vlog that. And yeah, there's going to be some pretty cool content coming up with some different bikes lately as well. So look, thanks very much for watching. I appreciate all the support on the videos. I appreciate the overwhelming positivity, and I'm really grateful for it. Let me know if there's anything particularly you want me to film, and I'll try my best to accommodate it. But other than that, it's bye from the Honda, and thanks very much, and I'll see you all on the next one.